These are the 10 rules. Keep them cold but not too cold. Keep them warm but not too warm. Keep them happy and keep them never wanting. First start, you must know when to switch. And during all of this, never make a noise. They don't like noise. It takes skill to make silk, and patience. It's mostly waiting and watching. And for maybe 2 meters of thread a day, it's pretty much farming for tiny worms and gathering up their excrement. But I'm one of the lucky ones. This is all that some of them have known. Hours that you can barely see. It only started a few years ago, when they wanted as much of the stuff as they could. It all started everything they see in front of them to pretend that they came up with it. We think they own the world from how they act. And you can tell when they look. But let me tell you, we've been around for so much longer than they have. For years, we've had silk and a life, while they've been still struggling in the dark. But now they caught up to us. So now silk means silver and payback. It once clothed our nobles and rulers, and now it goes to some faraway house where they never know what it's worth or came from. They need us for their beauty, and we need them for what? For precious metals that make no difference to me. I remember what it was like before. Silk was just silk, and now everything that's beautiful about that becomes industrialized and foreign. They don't know where it comes from. They don't know our legend behind it. And now, I hate these people, and I hate this fabric. To make me stay away from my friends and my family. I come here every morning, and after so much work, I give all of this away in exchange for promised money that I never see. And they show no signs of leaving. Soon there will be nothing left of China but what they leave behind. Steal and our lives until silk is not ours but theirs. Until silk belongs to England. I don't know where this is going. I don't know why I'm doing this or what they want from me. I don't know how much longer I'll be here.
She's struggling as she carries the quill. The quill grows more fortunate. A terrible thing to suffer when others' greeds are fulfilled. Who am I to care? My life is no different. I struggle like her. Sailing on the sea to make ends meet when a shilling is all I receive. Traveling day in and day out to transport this luxurious fabric. And what reason? Hammocks with only 14 inches of space allotted to each man. Suffer from scurvy, bleeding gums and black limbs that last the whole journey. Sharing a common pot with which 6 to 8 men share repulsive meals. Being fed biscuits filled with maggots and weevils that make seamen sick. Yet, through it all, I couldn't envision my life any other way. I chose the seas and to escape from my father, whose constant abuse that I cannot withstand much longer. But now I have escaped, and this full-rigged brig is my home and my life. Around the world is where I want to be. Silk is the only way, you see. And if that means bringing silk from Yangtze to London, then so be it. My life is what I have chosen. Silk is who I am. From rags I was born, and now rich as I stand. My father is a demon, a complete unholy man. My life was once simple, a commoner through and through. That was until Da got a job. The EIC was my doom. A fashion leader, he said. That's all I had to be. But he didn't realize that wasn't me. Each week he dresses me in a new attire, chintz, silk, you name it. Promote is his commanding word, and I must listen and take it. Unlike my noble father, whose mind is oft deranged, I know the people who made this, though I'll never know their names. Sweat and tears I do see. Once nimble fingers have turned sore, a weaver's life isn't simple. I know. I've been there before. Wool was once my life, weaving it my chore. But now I am a mannequin, displaying fabric from foreign shores. I know that I'm just property to which my father owns. As an aristocrat, I must set an example, so others may follow along. But how I yearn to be set free from the threads that bind me to this place. I know a weaver must feel freer, but that chance, my chance, has gone to waste. And now we all have our roles to play. A doll I was made and a doll I must stay. If it is silk then, that is so grand, why does it act selfish and not lend me a helping hand?
I want to raise one very important thing here that that this group did that is incredibly important, and that's the role of gender. Right? Notice, every other commodity that you dealt with was a right. Silk in China was a commodity dominated by women. Alex is exactly right. Women ran silk factories. The silk industry was a woman's industry, and it actually gave, for a while, at least some economic power to women. So this is the only commodity originally that gave economic power to women, right, as opposed to the other commodities. You will notice that the period that we are talking about of the great commodity growth is also the period of witch hunts and and a great deconstruction of women's rights. So this commodity would have been the lone exception. I think it's really important. When Alex talks about these are the 10 rules, she's talking about how to grow silkworms, right? And there really were, those 10 rules are real accurate about how silkworms grow on mulberry bushes. And I think that makes a really sharp contrast, a change over time, as silk began as something that was empowering to women in China and ends up as a disempowering force to women in England. Right? I think, not that silk itself was disempowering, but the whole idea of turning the bourgeois upper class into mannequins and dolls was really powerfully done. So you see that transformation. That's an excellent point. And we're going to spend a whole lot more time on gender in this class and how work is genderized around the world. But you've made already a start on that, and that's wonderful. And I'm telling you right now, I will ask that question on the test because I think it's that important. All right? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Send me emails if you want. I'll try to answer this weekend. And thank you for a great project.